Football with friends is fun as hell. My name is Alex Dunlap here with Cody Carpentier on a big Thursday. For many of you, I'm sure it's the a last day of school Thursday with a possible early release and kids going around to various pizza parties and pool fun and stuff like that. So if you're back home, settling back in, happy to have you here with us. I know what my afternoon has consisted of, and it's been a lot of that kind of hijinks to have another day before Cody's going to be getting out of here to do some moving and stuff. Next week, we'll have some special programming for you guys, but here with you live through the rest of this week. And Cody, it's a good thing because we have some news today from KJ Edwards. And is it news or just kind of more of just like a sit rep, sort of like an update on what his situation is?
Well, I guess a little bit of both. Technically, the update came from Sam Spiegelman this morning, national recruiting analyst, Rivals.com. Originally, the plan for KJ Edwards, who again, KJ Edwards, for those that maybe aren't locked in completely, he's a top 50 player in America right now in 2026 class, running back from Carthage, 5'10", 195, RB2, according to Rivals. He's a 6'0", high 4-star. Previously, the plan for KJ Edwards was to visit SMU, Baylor, Texas A&M. The way Jason has kind of told the story the last couple of months is KJ is going to stay in the state of Texas, and he thinks it's a lean towards Texas. That's kind of what Jason has said the last couple of months. Now, the report from Sam Spiegelman had some other stuff in it. He'll no longer do SMU and Baylor. He will instead do Alabama May 30th and LSU June 6th.
Yeah, those are some bigger dogs to go up against, Cody.
Those are some bigger dogs. Also, they have his Colorado visit from 3 weeks ago listed as an OV. So he technically already took one OV, and it was to Colorado. So his final list of OVs right now will be Colorado, Bama, LSU, A&M, and Texas. It's no longer SMU, Baylor, Texas A&M. It's a little bit bigger of a battle here for the number 2 running back in America. So that's kind of the big thing here. And again, people might write off the Colorado thing, but again, you get the Marshall Faulk factor. I think these other schools, if he's opening up his eyes to Colorado, you could maybe say that Alabama probably smelled some blood in the water, and LSU's it's out of state. It's right there. I mean, he's now opening up his thoughts, which is not something from a Texas perspective you want to hear is, oh, he's maybe open to not playing college ball in Texas, right? You want him to whittle it down. The less competition, the better, right? Stay in Texas. But it sounds like KJ is going to be taking some official visits outside of the state of Texas. And one of the notes that he had written was basically just about priority. I'm prioritizing people that are making me a priority is basically the way he said. This is in quote, we're only prioritizing these schools who make us a priority was the quote from KJ Edwards. That's what he told
us. Was he got a mouse he got a mouse in his pocket?
Yeah. We're only prioritizing those schools who make us a priority. So
he's got they them pronouns.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far. But I am saying it's an interesting aspect. I mean, I don't know if that means that there's, it's probably just family. It's probably what it really is. But
yeah.
I don't know if he's got a handler or anything like that. But it's interesting. It's from the aspect of, Coach Chad Scott going in after Tashard Joyce left, and we all know the story, right? Tashard Joyce left. And the feature at that point had seemed to us on the outside that it was Javion Osborne. Javion Osborne was the key cog here. And they were at one point we're having the conversation of, will they get Osborne and KJ Edwards? Will that be a thing? And now since Osborne's committed to Notre Dame and Tashard Joyce is gone, it seems like the driving focus at the running back position has been to KJ Edwards. And then, of course, Derek Cooper from Shamadama. And Xavier Crowell from Jackson, Alabama. Two guys. I mean, Xavier Crowell, it's going to be tough to get him out of Alabama, Auburn, potentially Georgia. Derek Cooper, it's going to be hard to get him out of South Florida. Cage Edwards should have the same thought. It should be hard to get him out of the state of Texas.
Dude.
And this is the top priority. It feels like it should be the top priority. And if Texas can't miss here.
How can he not feel like he's been prioritized when they basically let Javion Osborne just walk?
Well, I don't think I think they literally just let him walk.
They just did, Cody. So you know that I'm friends with a pretty major recruiting director, right? And I was texting with him yesterday. I was asking him, okay, how do you rank these guys in order? Javion Osborne, Xavier Crowell, KJ Edwards, Carson Baker.
And Carson Baker, yeah, that's the other one.
He said Osborne, KJ, Crowell, and then a big gap, and then Carson Baker. He said Carson Baker's stiff. He said he said that KJ has the most elite feet in the whole class, but he has Osborne above him. So I was like, man, I just wanted to make sure I'm not crazy that I would have Osborne ranked ahead of all the rest of these guys. He's like, no, man, he's an elite talent for sure. And I think if you basically just give up communication with a guy like that, and you it really did seem like Chad Scott turned it. It felt like KJ Edwards was his guy. That was the first guy that they called, right? And so I just think of as far as who's prioritizing him, it's like all this new Alabama and LSU stuff. That's just kind of like that. This is all new.
Well, so here's the notes from that. Alabama and LSU in line. We'll talk about Texas here in a second. Alabama and LSU in line for official visits. These are notes about it. So the Crimson Tide have come on strong with Edwards since February. They'll host him May 30th. LSU followed suit and has been present in the recruitment in recent weeks with coaches on the road. And quote, the coaches from LSU showed up a week or so ago and have been in constant communication, Edwards said. Alabama has been consistent since they reached out to my dad in February.
That's the us.
That's the us. So that's the most recent stuff. So these guys are like very much fresh in the conversation. So that just tells me that, Alabama and LSU weren't pressuring him before, and he maybe was like, I would consider playing there. And then they came in. It's kind of like when you hear a player go, I've been waiting for that Texas offer, right? He's been kind of waiting for Alabama and LSU to reach out to him and pursue. That worries me. It's a short relationship thing that could get a 17, 18-year-old kid to fall into it. The Texas notes, Sam Spiegelman wrote, Texas is setting the pace. He said Texas A&M and Texas will get Edwards back on campus close to close out June before he makes his decision on August 2nd. The Longhorns got Edwards back on campus for Longhorn City Limits a few weeks ago, giving the running back coach Chad Scott a chance to get acquainted with the priority 2026 in-state target and his family. And quote from Edwards, he's been showing me love since he arrived. It was finally good to actually meet in person. His vibe was genuine. And from a coaching standpoint, I liked his emphasis on details. Texas is Texas at the end of the day. So me finally meeting him in person felt good. What does that mean? Texas is Texas at the end of the day. Is that just saying
Texas is Texas?
They're one. They're going to be one till the end. I just think is that the bar? Is that where he's measuring everything against?
I kind of think he's just like saying like it's Texas. What do you want me to say? It's like we're talking Texas. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing. Like you went to Texas, right? You're from Texas. We cover Texas. I'm not from Texas. I understand that Texas is regarded in high conversation and high praise, but not having like been a Texas kid, Texas high school kid, Texas Longhorn, I don't say Texas is Texas. What do you want me to say? When I hear him say that, that's the bar. Like that's where he's setting the bar. They're the leaders. Everybody else has to get up to that conversation.
Do you not view like okay, maybe it's just like growing up in the growing up in Western Travis County and like it's like your pro team. Like everybody knows, my family didn't go to Texas. I didn't become a fan of the Longhorns till I got to school there, right? But everybody, it's like a monolith, dude. I don't know. I figured maybe it's just like that Texas hubris that everybody, like the Aggies, hate Longhorns about, that they just think they're better than everybody else. But I kind of think everybody just looks at Texas and thinks, even when Texas is down, it's like one of the premier brands in all of football.
No, I agree with that. Maybe that's how he could be saying it from that perspective too.
Yeah.
I just kind of took it as he's kind of creating like this bar that like everybody else has to. He's like, man, it's Texas. What do you want me to say? Like, yeah, he's from Texas. He probably views it that way, but that the rest of these schools just kind of I don't know.
We got CC6 fan club president say, I just can't explain dropping all communication with an elite Texas running back. Osborne wanted to come here. Notre Dame is his second choice. Well, I mean, spot the lie. I don't get it either, CC6. But this is where Texas is at now. And look, far be it for me to maybe my eval's wrong. I trust Steve Sarkisian's eval over mine generally, right? I'm a professional at doing it, but I don't get paid $10 million a year to do it and coach and do all the rest of it. And it's not like I'm the guy who has to. What did Parcells used to say? Like, don't ask me to make the dinner if I can't choose the groceries.
Yeah,
it's like Sarkisian's making the dinner. He gets to choose the groceries. Like, so.
This is a Javion Osborne show. This is a Javion Osborne fan show. So
we're big Javion Osborne fans, and we think that we think in about what 3 years would be 3 years from now, or a little less than 3 years from now, that we're talking about him, as far as when we're doing live shows from wherever the draft is at that point. It's like, to me, it just seems like that's kind of the way it's going to go with that guy. But, the eval could be wrong. And look, KJ Edwards is good. Like I said, my buddy, it's a big-time recruiting director, says he's got the best feet of any running back in the whole entire class. Now, tell me if I'm just am I just a sick puppy that would actually dream something like this? Or
like what?
Did Xavier Crowell say that he's about to commit like on the 26th or something? Like I said, like I'm such a sick puppy. That could have been literally something that I dreamed.
Top tied target Xavier Crowell announced his commitment date 8 hours ago. Yeah, Hayes Fawcett tweeted it out 26th. So he says Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Texas, Georgia, and Florida State are the final 6. I would bet money on today being Alabama or Auburn.
Well, so Auburn.
Dude, Auburn's got they were the number 8 ranked class last year in both the portal and in the class.
If they don't win, is Hugh Freeze on the hot seat?
I mean, yeah. If he does, they have to win 7 games.
Nah, I'm not sure that that's too hot. 7 games. What has his record been so far? There is this year 4.
I think he's won 5 and 6.
Okay, so this is year 3.
Yeah. I think he won. I think he was 5 and 7 and like 6 and 6.
I don't know, man. That
6 and 7, 5 and 7.
6 and 7, 5 and 7.
You didn't see this clip the other day?
What?
He was asked about the state of the team, and he said, I'd be naive if I didn't think we had to win a bowl game this year. That was his stance. He's like, we need to win a bowl game this year.
But not a playoff bowl game, right?
He just said, I think it was something along the lines of like, I'd be naive if I didn't know we need to win a bowl game. Like, he didn't say like compete for the SEC championship, make the playoff, do this. He was like, I'd be naive not to think that we need to win a bowl game or play in a bowl. Is it play in a bowl game or win a bowl game?
I haven't followed Alabama recruiting enough, just, super hyper focused on it to know they don't lose many head-to-head battles with Auburn, do they?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
It doesn't feel like they do. It feels like a slightly different caliber of prospect that goes to Auburn.
I put a future cast in for him like a month ago to Alabama, so.
Yeah, well, but let's just say that he's Xavier Crowell. So put on a Longhorns hat.
So long, KJ.
Is that so long, KJ?
I would guess.
You don't think? Well,
I think these kids read too much into like rankings and stuff, and I think that they would see like Crowell's ranked number 1 at running. It's so weird how the running back and the all-purpose back thing is on on Rivals, but Crowell's the number 1 ranked running back on Rivals, and KJ is the number 2 all-purpose back on Rivals. But I think when you see a guy like that high, now you could say it in the opposite direction too. You could have an argument against me saying, well, look what Notre Dame just did. Notre Dame just got Javian Osborne, who's number 3 in the running back list for Rivals, and they got Jonas Walton, like in back-to-back weeks, who are both top 10 backs.
Dude,
so you can make an argument to me, but
I can't believe it, Cody. But I've not heard a thing all day about getting some rain, and I just heard a massive clap of thunder outside. This is amazing news. It might be raining right now.
Raining.
Like you're like, who cares, dude? It rains. Like you by now, you're like, send all the rain.
I'm worried about high tide and low tide, and you're out here worrying about rain.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question. I was looking on Jason's recruiting board earlier, and I kind of went back to look and see whether
KJ on this thing. I didn't even pull it up yet.
He said he's predicting either one or two running backs. Do you think that I think that they need to take 2, right?
I think so.
And he has this guy listed that I haven't watched yet that I'm just starting to watch right now. Have you watched Amari Latimer from Sandy Creek in Tyrone, Georgia?
No.
Or Amari Latimer.
23rd ranked running back in America. He's got one other OV set for Wisconsin. That is a out of left field visit.
This is some kind of huddle reel, dude.
Is it pretty maniacal or what?
I don't know what to mean. He runs high. He says he's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He looks bigger than 200 pounds, but he's got really good straight line speed and just kind of can run over people. He's an interesting prospect. It looks like he's a 5'7" 3-star, and but it looks like he's got and he'll be taking an official to Texas on June 13th. So
this feels like a guy that you could be your second guy.
Well, that's kind of that would have been.
This guy's not 200 pounds either.
What, like 215 probably?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks. I kind of like him.
This is a big boy.
Little bit of some kind of
some solid feet.
Little bit of some kind of I know he's just there's something about like the way his feet moves right before he gets the ball that reminds me a little bit of Leonard Fournette.
Oh my gosh, yeah, a little Leonard Fournette, a little Latavius in this.
I can't tell exactly what it. Yeah, like a Latavius.
Yeah, it's almost like a.
So the kind of like the little.
It's almost like a little stutter type of deal.
Yeah. I don't know, like a little pitter pat that doesn't look right for a guy that big. But anyway, I had never seen him before and saw him on the old recruiting board. But dude, Jason did not move him down from 60% chance of KJ Edwards to Texas.
65.
Longhorn Football Edits with the super chat. Thank you, brother. We're rich. Cody, we're rich. $2. 100 days, fellows. Love the show. Thank you so much, Longhorn Football Edits. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. And 100 days. But, dude, much less until just football, period. It's like we were talking about it the other day. We have 2 months and 5 days, basically, until we're going to be able to give you news from Texas fall camp. We have
strides.
Like 8 weekends. Yeah, no, 8 more weekends until we're going to be able to be getting hyped up about the Hall of Fame game for the NFL preseason. It's like we're rounding the corner, man. We're rounding the corner. We're going to be there soon enough.
4 weeks till Indy.
What?
4 weeks till Indy.
4 weeks until is that when we're going?
It's the end of next month. So
for the ride, that's the Rivals 5-star. I thought that's the middle of June. Is that not the middle?
No, it's the 23rd. So a month from tomorrow.
Okay. And I've been told by my wife, I think it'll be right after that when I go on vacation. So We can just kind of plan on that. Just a quick note before we transition here. Cody is gonna be out next week, so we're gonna get some special programming up for the week next week. So a little bit different format of shows. They'll be shorter, a little bit more evergreen kind of stuff, and it's just we're gonna work hard to get shows up every day, even though we're gonna be traveling and all the rest of it. But a little bit different style of show next week. It's gonna happen probably the next week, and then maybe for another week or a few days when we're traveling or doing vacation during the summer. Just it is what it is. We kind of got to get away with our families every now and then. We can't just do shows every day. So we do them like a 340 days of, whatever minus whatever, I guess minus how many days are there in the year minus weekends?
365 minus 108. So 270, 257.
Yeah, so out of the 257 or whatever, man, we do them live like 240 of them. So, but yeah, that'll be the deal for next week. And the good Cody, are you still coming in to pick up your care package from Texas Beef Traders?
I'm still thinking about it.
All right. Well, it'll be in the freezer regardless, and if you need me to, I can just bring it up to you up there whenever you're in Indy. But it's like you got to realize Texas Beef Traders is good enough that where Darren gave Cody a care package, and Cody's going to just get on a plane and come and fly down and get it. If Cody's going to fly from South Carolina to come get this meat,
I have a Costco less than a mile from my house, and I'm flying to Texas for meat.
Yeah, dude. It's just the best, and it's so good for you. It's got no vaccines, no antibiotics, none of this, none of this crazy stuff. And here's the thing: it's local, and so these farmers. You can hold them accountable for their practices, for what they say that they're putting in these, how they're managing these herds, all the rest of it. I heard a stat the other day, Cody, that like 75% of beef at the grocery store comes from other countries. It's like, it's not even local. It's not even from this country. And who knows what they're shooting their herds up with in those different places. The other thing is too, it's like some of these products, they're starting to get a little bit more expensive because different countries have different tariff rates and stuff like that. It's like, there's no tariffs with stuff coming from Mason, Texas. You get 10% off at Texas Beef Traders, 10%. Just by telling every time you go in, it's not just a one-time deal. It's not just get your first, like every time get your 10% off, man. You're actually saving money now. And you're helping good local ranchers, a great local business establishment at Texas Beef Traders. Go in there, tell Darren that we sent you. Have a great time. All right. TexasBeefTraders.com. I just had Texas Beef Traders last night. Might have it again tonight. You never know. If I do, it'll be delicious. All right. Well, we're a super chat. Thank you, Barb's 10. Look at that. $20 in the old pocket. Now we truly are rich, Cody. Thank you, Barb's 10. Let's see here. I'm not letting that slide, Longhorn FE. I'm here for. So is you responding to somebody else?
Football edits, Longhorn football edits.
I'm here for the content, but mostly the slickest Texas Beef Traders promo transition. Yes, sir. Whoa, I rest my case. Thanks, fellas. Okay.
Thank you, Barb's 10.
Thank you, Barb's 10. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you, dude. Yeah, love having you around too. And thank you for the super chat. Cody, can we talk about the CFP changing the thing?
I didn't know which direction you were going to go there, but yes, let's talk about the playoff.
So it's everything we've dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
Well, for the most part. Well, look, we would have said last year, please, man, how are you going to let Boise be get one of these guaranteed spots and all the rest, or give one of these guaranteed 1, 2, 3, or 4s? But then I looked and saw, and I was like, "Oh God! If this would have been Texas last year, they might have got bounced in that first game after, after, because it would have been them playing either the winner of Clemson versus Ohio State.
I don't think it would have been Clemson. It would have been.
Was it Arizona State versus Ohio State? I think that was it. Yeah, Arizona State versus Ohio State,
and then SMU Tennessee. So Tennessee plays Georgia probably in the second round. Ohio State plays Texas. but Texas is home. And then Penn State gets either Notre Dame or Clemson. Notre Dame probably wins that, so you get Notre Dame, Penn State. And then the Boise, Indiana game, that would have been kind of fun. In Indiana, Boise probably wins that. Then you get Boise, Oregon 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
My one issue with this whole thing is that this game right here is not a home game.
Which one?
Right here.
Oh,
Number 3. Number 3 doesn't get a home game.
What is it?
It's a bowl game. It's like it was this year, right? The first round. First round. So your Ohio State gets a home game, Tennessee gets a home game, Indiana gets a home game, Notre Dame gets a home game. That was this last year. Right? And then their second round was where the hell was it? Atlanta? Peach Bowl?
Dang, dude, look at this. Longhorn football. Yeah, we really are rich. Thank you, brother. All right, dude. Nice, man. $50 super chat. I see you, Barbs. Let's get this going. Okay, dude. Longhorn football edits. We did, dude. Thank you for the super chat.
Off the top rope.
We certainly love you, brother. That's incredible. And look, yeah, I don't know how to respond to it except just to say to say thank you for that. He's not as if you got a question or something, make sure and ask it. We'll make sure and get to it.
Yeah.
But definitely appreciate you, dude. Yeah. So you're right. So the that would have been like in some kind of Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl or something.
That's what it was. That's what the Arizona State game was in round 2. So you wouldn't have gotten a home game. So the official rules that came down from the CFP College Football Playoff Committee today in their immediate release, these are the 4 operational policies for the 2025-2026 season. The ranking of the teams will continue to be done by the selection committee. The teams ranked 5 through 12 will play in the CFP first round with the higher team hosting and the lower seed either on campus or at other sites designated by the higher seeds institution. So they could choose not to have a home game. You could choose to play it at Jerry World or something. The 4 highest ranked teams will be assigned to playoff quarterfinal bowls on selection day in ranking order and in consideration of current contract bowl relationships. For example, if the highest ranked team is from the Big Ten, that would be assigned the Rose Bowl. The fourth note is the number 1 seed would receive preferential placement based on geography for playoff semifinal site assignment.
What, read that last one again. The which team is preferential treatment?
The number 1 seed receives preferential placement based on geography for playoff semifinal site assignment.
Okay, so if
Texas is there,
semifinal site.
Yeah. So if Texas is there,
they play in the Cotton Bowl or something.
They would get if it was like, I don't know what the bowls are. Actually, this email might have the bowls on it. It's quarterfinals, the Capital One Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. Winners of these will advance to the playoff semifinals, which is the Fiesta Bowl and the Chick-fil-A Peach. So the Fiesta is in Arizona and the Peach is in Atlanta.
I think that Texas would prefer the Arizona.
I don't know.
Is that closer as the crow flies? I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure, but
I think Austin, Texas is probably pretty equidistant between Glendale, Arizona.
Also like Oregon. If Oregon's the one, they would obviously prefer to pick the Fiesta, right? Or if you're like, Penn State, that's your number 1 seeded. That's kind of like your not home field advantage, but your the feather in your cap for being the number 1 seed is that you don't have to travel across the entire country. It doesn't really matter for Texas because Texas is going to have to travel to one of the coasts most likely.
So does this,
unless it's the Cotton Bowl,
and this might be the stupidest question because I haven't read an article on it or something. I've just looked at the tweets from
Ross. It's only for this year
from Ross Dellinger.
Yeah,
but does it say anything about how it's like one group of 5 team has to be in or something?
No, everything's the same. All the rules are the same. It's just now going to be based on rank.
But what if a group of 5 teams not ranked in the top 12?
It's not about being ranked in the top 12. It's about being the highest ranked group of 5.
Okay. And then you would just be 12th in the. Okay.
Yeah, because remember who was the team this year? Was it Clemson that was not ranked actually 12? They were ranked like 13 maybe.
I don't.
Whatever it was, doesn't
I
matter.
should
Might have
remember.
been Arizona State actually. That was ranked like 16th, but then it doesn't really matter. But yes, that's the rule. The other note here is that this is only for this year
Well,
because
right, because they're about to change it to 16 games. They're about to change it to 16, and that'll be a whole new can of worms.
yeah, because there's going to be because everything's like literally unfolding as we kind of speak. Like 33 minutes ago, there's the latest update from Ross, and he was like, Big Ten and SEC officials have been in deep discussions on remaking conference championship weekend to include play-in games for 2 automatic qualifier spots, a 4-4-2-2-1 format, as well as a shift in the CFP start date to Army-Navy weekend. Like it's just a whole
2 play-in games?
2 playing games on conference championship weekend, plus the playoff starts on Army-Navy weekend.
So this is going to be a 20 team deal? No, 18.
Well, if it's it depends. It depends if it's 16, then there's 2 play-ins, and that would mean
18.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, because there'll be a loser that won't get in. The winner will get in, but it'll at least kind of. I guess they won't make the tournament, but it'll be like the tournament gets kicked off with those play-in games. It'd be like kind of like having an 18-team field.
A 16-team bracket is expected to necessitate a scheduled shuffle of playoff games in December. As reported last week by Yahoo, under one idea, 2 CFP games would have to be played the second weekend of December when Army-Navy play. When no NFL games are scheduled, winners are those 2 first-round games would be seed 13 versus 16 and 14 versus 15 would advance to the bracket of 10 awaiting teams. So it would be a 16-team bracket with 15 and 16.
But it's like there's a little mini tournament at the beginning.
And so it's kind of like the playoff. The play-in is essentially to get you from 16 to
12.
To 12. Sorry.
Because they'd be adding the 2 remaining out into the 10 that are waiting in the pool.
Correct. Sorry, that's good. Dude,
I think that's great. But then again, I know that somebody's going to say, "What do you mean that's great? That's the worst thing I've ever heard." So I can understand how people can have different feelings about it. I mean, I just like more. I'd like more football games and more action. Better chance for better chance to get in too. A better chance to get in too gives you a little bit more leeway in case you get, in case some rogue wave hits you in the form of like a loss to Arkansas or something like that.
So we talked about the Big Ten and SEC getting 4 spots, and they're in discussion of holding teams finishing number 3 in the standings would host number 6, and 4 would host 5 in on-campus games during conference championship weekend. So you'd really have a conference championship plus a 3rd place and a 4th place game for the SEC conference. And that's how they would distinct getting into the playoff. And then the ACC and the Big 12, if granted 2 automatic qualifiers each, would need to decide how to determine their CFP participants, possibly including a championship game or a play-in style thing where they played like 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're gonna be if you're gonna be playing number 1, if you're gonna have like the number 1 weekend, right? The one place that you need to go is especially for this, man, Memorial Day. Are liquor stores closed on Monday?
Most, I think, are.
I think that's kind of the deal. They're closed on Sundays in Texas. So man, you guys got to get over to Specs, dude. It's a big 3-day weekend coming up.
Texans know for selection and lower prices, it all starts at Spec. Shop Specs! No matter what's on the menu, we've got you covered. With all your favorites on tap, you'll bring home the win. Shop Specs! Special occasion? Flirt responsibly. Boots on, drinks up. The fun starts here.
Shop Specs, low priced, amazing. Here's to you.
Cody, so sorry. So speaking of what was it that we were just talking about right before we went to the Specs commercial?
Playoffs.
Yeah, but there was something else that we said that I forgot what it was. It really reminded me of the old fat man Mike Elko. The old fat man. He's out flapping his gums today. We can just end on this. Like, what you sent me the or no, you didn't send it. Did you send me the text or did I see it on Orange Bloods?
I posted on Orange Bloods.
Okay. What is he was speaking to some Brazos County what
A&M
was it?
club.
Okay.
He had 3 quotes. The first one about Marcel Reed. He said, "You're going to see a significantly better version of him this fall." Gee, I would hope. It's his second year. Duh.
I hope he's
The other one was he said that he projects the Aggies to have 10 to 12 players selected in the 2026 NFL draft.
10 to 12, huh?
Which, if you go back and look at the history of the Aggies, can you tell me the last time they had 10 to 12 players drafted?
No, I could.
So this is the last. Here, ready? 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 7, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3. Now I'm back to Luke Jokel and Jake Matthews.
But that year they had a bunch.
The year they had 7
because that was Mike Evans' year too.
The year they had 7 was Eric McCoy, Sternberger, Dalen Mack, Travion. 2013 they had 5. 2012. What year was Mike Evans? He was 14. That was literally just Matthews, Mike Evans, and Manziel. All 3 first rounders.
Okay.
They haven't had 10. I mean, I'm all the way back to 96. This database is. It doesn't matter. That's the point.
So 2026, I mean, Marcel Reed will be. Is he eligible to be drafted? I mean, he'll need to be a lot better to be drafted. Kevin Concepcion will be drafted, right?
Yep.
They got the linebacker.
Their top ranked player, according to NFL Mock Draft Database, is Armaj Reed Adams, the interior offensive lineman. Right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 9 guys in the top 250.
Yeah, I mean they do. They get you forget that you forget Le'Veon Moss because I think he got hurt early on last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else though? Is Ruben Owens going to be drafted?
We got Le'Veon Moss 188, Ruben Owens 220, DJ Hicks is 155, Basantis, the offensive lineman's 103, Concepcion, Torian York, Will Lee, cornerback, the pick 6 guy,
Yeah,
Cassius Howell,
and
Armaj Reed Adams.
Oh, the old fat man could be on to something. Maybe they'll get 10 guys drafted. They're going to be tougher to play this year. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Barb's 10 coming in right at the end, swooping in. $51. All right, dude.
Shout out.
But he's saying after this, he's out. He's out. He said that's as high as I can go. Well, dude, Barb's 10. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it, man. And we certainly hope that you enjoyed the holiday weekend as well. Certainly a big one, man. It's one where they put out the 1,000 flags all through my neighborhood, man. So you're in the right kind of spot when they're doing something like that for such an important holiday. And we can't thank you guys enough for being here with us. And yeah, dude, for a bunch of super chats, man. Thank you guys. And we'll see y'all. You'll see us next week, and we'll be back to our regular schedule, regular length of shows and stuff like that.
You're gonna skip the worst quote, are you?
The week after. Oh, was there another quote? That was the one that I saw.
In quote, "We are going to become the premier program in all of college football."
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't see it. Try becoming the premier program in Texas first, right? I guess that's the immediate goal.
They probably already think they are. That's the delusion there.
You gotta learn to crawl before you learn to walk. You need to stop. You need to stop claiming fake national championships from pre-World War II. All right. Now you can email us fwfemails@gmail.com. You can find us on X at Alex Dunlap NFL, at Cody Carpentier. Thanks so much to everybody in the chat. Thanks to all the super chats, man. Barb's 10, Longhorn Football Edits. Thank you guys. Thanks to Texas Beef Traders. Thanks to Poncho Outdoors. Thanks to Spec, Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods. Of course, myperfectfranchise.net. We will see you guys next week. Oh, yeah. Like the show, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend about the show. And if you're watching it for the first time, come back and watch us again. All right. We'll see you guys next week. And then we'll be back live for the normal schedule. Kind of like the end of May, beginning of June. All right. Y'all be safe. Don't do anything stupid over the weekend. Nothing we wouldn't do. All right. Love y'all. God bless you. Have a great Memorial Day, man. For Cody, I'm Alex. We're done.